Okay. Day 3 of Culture and Co Fest. Um, we've had 2 days of incredible programming. Like I don't even know how I don't even know how I pulled this off. We did 3 days of programming. We're at day 3. The first day was all about Dubai, and it was pretty magical because I hadn't been to Dubai in, I don't know, 5 years or so. I have an incredible crew there, and so we yesterday, the first day, Wednesday, was all about Dubai. We had a sheikh from Sharjah on. We had you know companies that are doing amazing things there. So that was day 1. Day 2, which was yesterday, was all about education. Incredible. And some incredible companies that are doing things in the space of education. And then we ended last night with a dinner, a Jeffersonian dinner. I called the DJ George Jeffersonian dinner. And we had Yarl Moan on, who actually is an investor and in the 80s was the president and CEO of MTV, and talked about green lighting a show called Yo MTV Raps that he actually didn't think would ever work. And then we had, so it was an amazing day. Today is day 3, though. Today at 8:30 p.m. 8:30 a.m. PST, we will we'll dive into signals, and so we'll have my good friend Noah Rafford from Dubai, who does futurist work, and my friend Anna Bofa. At 9:30, you don't want to miss this: the future of trust, brands, consumers, and commerce with Anna Angelic and Grace Harry. Incredible. Again, link is in the bio. This is day 3 of Culture and Code Summit. I'm looking at the schedule. At 10:30, we're having my friend Kendra Bracken and Will Campbell on to talk about celebrities, brands, like how to navigate kind of the space around that. We have this cocktail, so we're not using Zoom. We're using this thing called Run the World. So you can actually meet people, you can connect with people. It's really, really cool. So basically what we've created is like the closest thing you can get to right now in COVID quarantine to a summit, to a conference. And so all of it exists on a platform that we're using called Run the World. The summit is called Culture and Code. It's generally closed. We do this a lot. It's generally only open to people in my network, but we're doing this special for you guys. So at 11:30, we're going to talk about the future of music and talent management with my friend Sean. And Sean runs LVRN in Atlanta. LVRN manages Summer Walker and Black and Dram. And then at 2 o'clock, I'm sorry, I'm blind. At 2 o'clock, I'm looking at the schedule. 2 o'clock, I'm going to be talking one-on-one with my friend Steve Rifkin. Steve Rifkin created Loud Records. And Steve Rifkin, 25 years of being in hip hop, has done some incredible things. So we'll talk to him at 2 o'clock. I'm looking at the schedule here. Oh, at 3 o'clock, we're demystifying Gen Z. So we're talking to leaders about the generation. We have folks that manage TikTokers. We have, I see I'm missing someone here. We have a Gen Z expert. We have a lot going on in that panel. It's going to be amazing. And then we have an entire esports module. So anyway, today is action packed. If you guys want, again, we normally don't do this. We normally preserve this kind of thing. Clearly, I'm looking at the wrong agenda here. Let me make sure that I have the right agenda. Oh my gosh, I have so many tabs open. Yeah, we normally do this just for our network, but we're opening it up. There's a link there that you would want to get. And first day, I learned so much about Dubai. Even though I've been to Dubai several times, I knew nothing about Sharjah. And Sharjah is another emirate in the U. I always actually thought Sharjah was like Marietta, Georgia. Like there's Atlanta and there's Marietta. I thought that was Sharjah, but no, Sharjah is its own emirate. And if you know about the United Arab Emirates, so we had Sheikh Fahim on. It was amazing, and he talked about the art and culture of Sharjah. And that was really, really, I mean, Dubai is fancy and, glitzy, and Sharjah is old world, Arab world. So that was really interesting to talk to him about Sharjah. And we'll probably run the replays back. Look, I know it's super busy for people. So people don't have time to be at everybody's Zoom party and everybody's, experience. So all good. This isn't not anything that we normally broadcast out. We generally do this for a closed network, but we're doing this. We're opening it up for people, as a way to show kind of what I've been doing in The Authenticated, which is my 300 plus person network that we have. Everybody that's been speaking and all the speakers and the content have been people that are in my network. And so, yeah, yesterday was all about education. We had, we talked about technology and companies that are doing things under, the pandemic and what's going on now. We talked about, education. Education is so important, and some of the solutions are so important, because you can't start a business if you ain't got childcare. You don't have childcare, you can't even, hustle. So like, it's fundamental. And if you don't have childcare, and if your child is not learning something, our entire future is fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, our future is in our children. And so it was an incredible session around all kinds of things around education. And so that was really important. We had an entrepreneur from London on, who has built a company in Hong Kong, in London, and Dubai. It's called Kiddo Education. And they are doing some really interesting things in the education space. And then we just had a lot of fun last night and did a dinner. And we had a dinner with Yarrow Moan, DJ Mick Boogie, Marie Louise Hendy, and Chris Brogan. And it was just a lot of fun. And I tried this new kind of approach that I'm doing, which is I do these Jeffersonian dinners, which are really cool. You can't talk about what you do for a living for the first hour. And then we just, I had, 4 amazing entrepreneurs, and I DJ'd, and they all gave me 3 songs that kind of meant something to them. And then we played the music and talked about their careers and talked about what they were doing. Yarrow he's a venture capitalist. He's been a venture capitalist for over a decade. But he was president and CEO of MTV. Yarrow was president and CEO of MTV. And he then went on to create E! Entertainment and sold it and bought a bunch of radio stations and TV networks. And so he was our guest last night. Marie Louise Hendy is a film financing goddess, and she's starting her own startup around film financing called Purple Stories. And then DJ Mick Boogie is DJ Mick Boogie. Mick Boogie is a pretty popular DJ. So he was on. He's actually been dabbling in venture himself. And then we had Chris Brogan, who's hilarious and is a media personality. He joined us last night as well. So yeah, look, I'm in here experimenting. This is all about experimentation. This is all about trying things, trying new technologies. So we're trying Run the World. And Run the World is a software that Andreessen Horowitz invested in. And it's basically like Zoom, but conference style. So you actually go to a conference. You register for the sessions you want to watch. You actually, when the sessions shut down, we have cocktail parties, we call them. And they're basically like speed dating. So you meet other people that are actually attending the conference as well. So yeah, totally open. Again, we are open for a little bit. We have a limited number of seats. If you guys want to check it out, you can go check it out. We're sort of previewing Culture and Code, experimenting with Culture and Code. You can go on the link. I think the link is in somewhere. You can text me. I'm pretty busy. We're literally running programming 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. I mean, it's just like full day. But yeah, I wanted to spend some time and get on here and talk about what we were doing. I have a full-on studio going on here at my house. I have been live streaming, since week 1 of the pandemic. like you, trying to figure out how to, stay inspired and stay engaged. And so we do a lot of experimentation in my lab here. And shout out to my team who's been super helpful, helping me pull all this together. It has been no shortage of effort and no shortage of people resources needed to kind of pull this thing off. To do 72 hours. I mean, we're not doing 72 hours straight, but 3 days of programming. And we're now on day 3 of Culture and Code. And it's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work, but I really love doing this. I have been moderating every single panel. I have been learning and myself about things. Today is crazy though. Like the first 2 days have been great, but today is kind of the big firework, the end of the fireworks show. And today, if you haven't seen any of it, today's probably the day you wanna lean in, because it's gonna be crazy. I mean, Anna and Angelic is a beast, and her theories on brand and culture are out of here. I'm such a fan. I'll be joined with her and Grace Harry. Grace, formerly Grace Raymond. Grace was married to Usher, which is how I know her. I'm friendly with her and Usher, and she is a wizard. So between the two of them, who have never met before, this should be fun. It's going to be a really fun session. At 8:30, I have 3 incredible people that you want to know. One is a hacker who's a futurist. His name is John Threat. And John is a hacker I've known forever. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I see, and I'm watching the tweets come in. I'm like, as I'm talking to you, I'm watching all the speakers tweet about being on today. Anna is, man, she's amazing. I'm seeing her tweet right now. Steve Rifkin is really interesting because Steve, started Loud Records, which was Wu-Tang Clan, Big Pun, the Alcoholics. And Steve is credited with creating one of the first ever street teams in the music business. And although street teams really started with Kiss, if you remember Kiss had this thing called the Kiss Army. And so Steve is really credited with creating Steve Rifkin Company. So Steve will be on today. Really excited about catching up with him. I've known Steve for 25 years. That should be super fun. And so I'm sorry, I'm trying to look at the agenda while I talk to you. But you can go on. You can go again. This is generally never open, guys. I don't do this kind of like loud broadcasty thing. I generally, reserve this just for my network. So I'm hoping that, somebody out there takes advantage. We have a lot of interns that have joined us. Shout out to the Power to Inspire crew. Vivian True's networking program. Shout out to the Power to Inspire crew. They're smart people. They're some smart folks. They know what's up, and they've been joining us for a while. I'm just trying to find my agenda, but yeah, no, it's going to be crazy. Then the Gen Z stuff we're doing. We literally have some of the smartest Gen Z folks that are in TikTok, that are in that are in the space of creating content for Gen Z. And if you don't really know about Gen Z, if you're a brand marketer, if you're, an agency, like tune in, because I'm going to have, an incredible section that's just about Gen Z. We're partnering with UCLA and doing something really unique in the esports space. So today is the one you want to hit. Like if you've seen me kind of, been tweeting about this, and I'm on LinkedIn and talking about it, today is the day. But this is incredible value. This is, again, I have a premium membership paid network that people pay into. This is normally what we're doing within our network, and we have been doing, but we're kind of exposing, and unveiling a little bit of what we're doing to the public. Doesn't cost you anything right now. We have a limited number of seats available, but it's not going to always be like this. I'm also using this moment to try out new tools and new platforms So yeah, today would be the day. You probably want to check it out. It's Culture and Code, Investing in Signals. These are all signals that I have identified. So my signals right now are education, esports, entertainment. Why do I always get stuck on this? Education, entertainment, esports, Gen Z, and Dubai. And we've covered those signals pretty extensively over the last 3 days. It's been an amazing journey. What happens is we'll recruit another batch of members for our community, and the next Culture and Code will be made up of passions and signals that this cohort is into. These are all passions and signals that I have identified. In September, we'll do another one of these, and there'll be passions and signals that the next cohort has been into. But yeah, if you're into the music business, entertainment business, film business, today's the day. If you're into Gen Z, what's the difference between Gen Z and millennials, today's the day. If you want to know about Steve Rifkin, who's an OG who created Loud Records and created the first ever street team, today's your day. If you want to, oh man, Anna Angelic, Grace Harry, formerly Grace Raymond. If you want to hear an incredible conversation between myself, Grace, and Anna, today's the day. 8:30 in just a short while from now, you'll want to hear that session that we're doing on the future. Incredible brains and minds. Anyway, I got to go to work. I got things to do. I just want to jump on here really quick and let you guys know. Jump in, guys. I've built an incredible summit with an incredible group of people who are all in my network. Very excited to bring this to you today, and would love to see you if you can make it. It's busy out there. So many things. You got a Zoom party, you got cocktails, you got this, you got that. So jump in. And we're ending broadcasts. This was fun. I broadcast on every single network.